Hello! I thought I would do a interesting comparison of majors. If you can guess who the artist is, I'd be surprised. If you just didn't know the title of the video, because his artwork is very different. And sometimes I think he has input and there's another artist he works with, but his artwork, pure versions of his artwork, are in these decks. So these are Luigi Scapini decks. This is the Tarot of Bacchus. This is the Kabbalistic Visions. This is Medieval Scapini. This is the Romeo and Juliet, or the Shakespeare Tarot, and this is the Gli Amanti. It's the stained glass one. What's the name of it? Della Frustrate. It's the stained glass tarot. Della Frustrati, La Tarocco della Frustrati. So let's look at I love this tray fits it just nicely. So we have the largest one. So this is published by Del Negro. So was the Romeo and Juliet Tarot is Del Negro, as well as the stained glass tarot. Schiffer Redfeather did this one, the Kabbalistic Visions, and I absolutely hate the coating. And you can see it's not been used much, and it's chips. And this is US Game Systems. This is the Medieval Scapini that's in print. All of these, except for, I guess, Bacchus, the Del Negro decks are not in print anymore. Everything else should be, I think. I could be wrong about the Del Negro. So let's look. So if we go with his purist style here, it's very much Visconti Sforza feel with the background and all, and I love the golden color that US Games decided to use. It's very similar with the back of the, we'll call it Shakespeare Tarot, because it's not just Romeo and Juliet, it's different characters. You got King Lear, you got Hamlet, you got Ophelia, you got all those things. So this one seems to be the outlier, this Kabbalistic Visions, even though I do see his artwork in there. There we go. Usually tell by the faces are very similar. So you can tell his artwork is all over the place. So here we have Il Matto, or the Fool, and they're all different. I mean, they even look like it could be done from another artist. So let's go to the next one. Oh, look at the back of the Bacchus deck. I love the mosaic kind of styling. Very cool. Del Negro always has interesting card stock. It's like matte and not too shiny. Here we have Magician. As above, so below. Here we have Shakespeare himself here, and we have sort of a, I guess navigator. There we go, navigator. Kabbalistic Visions has lots of Kabbalistic influence with the different letters of the Hebrew. Look at that, the hat's very similar there. The magician hat. Here we have it sort of there, not so much there. That's the Globe Theater there. Table. Kind of a table there. La Papessa. Moon, blues, blue. Sphinx babies. The cornucopia there. I love the Bacchus tarot. It's very nice. Even the Shakespeare tarot is okay. Of course, I love the medieval Scapini. The stained glass tarot is very nice too. I don't know. It's almost like pick which one. They're all very, very, very well done. I believe the Empress looks like Hera. Empress. We have the shield, the scepter. We have Queen Elizabeth. I believe it's Queen Elizabeth. Moon there. Moon under the foot. Zeus. Child coming out of his leg, of course. Eagle. There it looks like the Four Seasons underneath of him. We have that same sort of head dress. I think, is that Richard III? I'm looking at the chin. We have 4 figures there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Interesting. Oh, so that's the ugliest face on that Pope. And there's all these characters. I see Hamlet, I see Cleopatra. I believe that's Iago from Othello. Oh, that is Othello. So we have, let's see, Papa. The Kabbalistic tarot is very much out there. It's very different than any of these. But you can tell, I mean, they're very nice. Yeah, these 3 have the most in common. These don't. There are a few other Scapini decks. There's one tarot deck I don't have, and then there's like an oracle, where there's 2 oracles. But he's known as a very well respected illustrator. The Lovers, that's Romeo and Juliet. Romeo and Juliet. Lovers. And there's Pan. The Nymphs. We have Apollo and Diana. I believe that's Diana. No, that's Apollo. Chariot. Caro. I don't know if that's Caesar or Antony. I think it's Antony. Black and white horse. Here we have Dionysus, and I'm not sure who that is. I love the artwork in the Bacchus tarot. And here we have Mariah Carey, walking a baboon. I don't know who that is. We could say it's Mariah Carey. So we went from Mariah Carey to the Lord of Disco. Let's see, got who's the goddess of the harvest? Is that, I need to brush up on my mythology. And I get Greek and Roman mythology all sorts of twisted. The names are all, it's always similar. Got the, this looks like the King Lear's daughters, I believe. There's just Desia, sun and the moon. There, ladder, night, horse. The hermit, Dionysus, or Bacchus. Glutton, all those grapes. The body, hermit, hermit. The lovely thing about the Shakespeare Tarot, the fine detail work, it's just beautiful. Very muted though. I wish the cards were bigger because there is so much to see. The colors are so lovely. And the stained glass. I mean, really, his artwork is really it's primo. And all the color palettes are like completely different. I think the black border here is absolutely hideous. Why does it have to be so big? Roue de Fortune. Oh, this is, I think this is King Lear too. The sisters fighting. You know? Roue de Fortune. If you haven't seen my Wheel of Fortune, I finished mine. Own version of the Wheel of Fortune, copied from the Ship of Fools, and it's a block print, and here it is. I think it turned out pretty good. So I did this in brown ink, so the black shines through like it's, but I think it turned out really well. It's a good print. I was very happy. It took me about 3 hours to carve it out. So, now look at all these wheels. Even this creates a wheel. Beautiful. Pulling the Shakespeare tarot out, it is absolutely a lovely tarot. So is the Bacchus. I mean, those two, the details in there are amazing. Strength. Forza, 2, 2. There's a little goat. Look at that lion. Forza. Lion. The Hanged Man. 12. Le Impiccato, la Peso. Why is it le Impiccato and la Peso? La Impiccato, la Peso. They're both Impiccato, but la Peso. Peso is, are they French? No. Yes. La Temperance, oh, French, Italian, okay. I didn't make that connection. Okay, so the Hangman, we have the boat, the dolphins, upside down, upside down. This is Hamlet when you see the blonde Dane with the skull, and there's Ophelia. That I think it was a Rossetti painting here, which is mimicking. Here the Hangman has an audience. Here we have a swirling water. And there are grapes hanging there, just like grapes. Sort of vines there, yeah. should compare this one to the Thoth Tarot. See how that goes. It's very much, this is a strange deck. I don't think it was very popular either. La Mort. We have Romeo and Juliet. The skeletons are rejoicing, or look at that death there. There's a woman. I love this one. It's very stylish. It reminds me of kind of like a, I don't know. And I don't know too much. Let's see. Is this? Yeah, I don't know what this myth is being depicted. It looks like a Da Vinci face. Look at that. The browns. I love the colors of this one. They're very pretty. This one, they're more muted and subtle. This one, they're a little more bold. This one, it's almost like colored pencils, and this one's almost like acrylic painting. Got a dragon. There's a baptism there. John the Baptist and Jesus. The water. The Diable. The devil. Oof. I always love the devil here. The bricks underneath. Ah, the goat. He has this like crazy look on his face. This looks like a womb and a vagina. We've got the triangles going on, the V. You can hear the V, hear the V, 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 V. Going into the underworld. Falling Tower. The Falling Tower. The Torre. Oh, look at that. So pretty with all the characters down there. Falling Tower. Looks like we have the Magician's Table, maybe. The Torre. So one of the reasons I'm doing this is because, so you can see the difference in the decks, but also see which one you like best if you were interested in Luigi Scapini. And look at that, the bending of the figure, bending, the figures are bent, people are bent, sideways, backwards, forward, the legs drawn up, bent over. We have the three magi there, and little baby in the star. Funny little bird. The little bird there, which I've actually never noticed. The red. I love this deck. This is such a beautiful deck. If you had not had a chance to use the Luigi Scapini, the medieval Scapini deck, it's classic. It really is. It's it's a go-to deck. If it's not in your top 10, it's definitely my usable decks. It's in my top 5. It's absolutely lovely. But it also has to do with if you connect with it, because it is one of the first decks I ever got, so I'm very partial to that. La Lune. We got Romeo and Juliet, Capulet and Montague, La Lune. You see how this one is like, it's an outlier. It's all over the place. A bird. It's like he's saying goodbye, or he came up to see her. Of course, Romeo was an absolute, he jumped from one woman to another. First it was Rosalind, and then he's like, oh, Juliet, you know, do my eyes deceive me? This is a whore. He was a whore. He went after the, you know, didn't matter who she was. He couldn't see anything other than her looks. So the crab, crayfish, Cancer. So it's been depicted a lobster. But from my research, from what I've seen, a crayfish is fairly consistent with. I mean, the crab is fine, but crayfish exist lots of places, in ditches. You don't really have to be. You can be in the middle of there's no ocean around you, no lakes or anything, and yet you can have crayfish. You know, if there's water somewhere nearby, a stream, a river, crayfish will find it. Crayfish will build their little chimneys like these towers. I do love to eat some crayfish. Growing up, knocking the towers over, the next day they're built up, little balls stack these little chimneys, you know. They're everywhere. They're very common, and they're like swamp lobsters. The sun. Of course, you can't have the sun without Apollo and his lyre. Lyre. Two figures. Actually, look at the rainbow of angels around that. So pretty. It looks like a field of gold. There's the brick wall there. Of course, Gemini, 2. So with the moon and the sun, we're coming up out of the underworld. The Jugement, le Giudizio. Judgment. We have the dead king. Is that maybe Agamemnon? Usually when you see Agamemnon, it's a gold mask. That is a Greek thing. We have judgment, the horn, the trumpets. Angels, or the people underneath, resurrected, rejoicing. And the last, il mondo, the world. Look at this, so pretty. I just wish it wasn't so dark. So we have like a circle or circular wreath. It's a very feminine thing, like Gaia and Mother Earth. We have a woman and a man there. And of course, Italy is right there. We've got Spain and France, Northern Africa. We have the same. We have the lion. We have a fish there. Yeah, little 4 quadrants. There. Woman in the center. And that's it. Those are the decks. So I have stacked up these cards, all these major arcana. 22 cards. They're different sizes. Look at that. Big deck. Now I get to put them back in their little boxes. But there we go. That was just the majors of the medieval Scapini decks I have, and how different they are, and how just, I mean, really, so different. So I hope you liked the walkthrough just a little with my comments. So anyway, thanks for watching.